A second stimulus package gets the green light and will go to the vote later this week. But how much money are you getting? Thanks for tuning in. This is LALATE for Monday, May 11th. As always, like and subscribe to this video and drop your comments below. We might feature them in tomorrow's video, and we have a lot of great comments for today. Wow, exciting news for Monday. The second stimulus package is a go. A second stimulus check is coming to you, but the vote is a little bit delayed. On Sunday, we indicated to you that Steve Mnuchin and other members of the White House had wanted the vote to be pushed as early as the middle of this week, including Larry Kudlow. But now indications suggest that the vote may not start at least until Friday this week. Here are the real exciting details. First, both sides of the aisle, both parties will be giving you a second stimulus check. The stimulus check at issue is expected to be about $2,000, but the terms of the check, the time and delivery of the check, and who will get the check are still being debated. But the good news is there will be a second stimulus check. It will be coming to you, and the vote on it could be as early as Friday. But there's more. Both parties want additional benefits to come to you, the businesses you work at or the businesses you patronize. This is part of the CARES Act too, what LALATE has been detailing on the channel over the last few days. The threshold nature benefits and the security at issue is really what's being battled. The Republicans want workplace security. So if you own a business and you are now restarting that business either as a sole proprietor or as a small business owner, the Republicans want to protect you in the event that your business has a COVID-19 incident inside the business. They want to protect you for purposes of liability. There's been a lot of debate across the insurance industry about how no one is getting coverage for COVID-19 issues, especially for liability concerns. And Republicans want businesses to be protected in the event of a second wave. On the other hand, the Democrats want protections for testing, contract testing, and they also want additional money for the post office. Nancy Pelosi is battling to the ground to get benefits for you individually and also for members of the post office. But then also there's the Uber drivers, as detailed in a big exclusive later on, I believe it's on Thursday. Nancy Pelosi's among those that feel that Uber and Lyft drivers were shortchanged during the first pandemic, that when the COVID-19 hit in March, she really believes those drivers were entitled to at least $2,500, that they were classified as independent contractors, but members of Congress, and of course that California lawsuit, claims that those drivers, Uber and Lyft drivers, should have got an additional $2,500. This is in addition to the stimulus check. And that going forward, they should get financial benefits as employees and should also get financial benefits, medical benefits as employees. That's one of the issues that's going to the mat by Democrats this week in the second stimulus package. But then there's Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, who's also a Democrat out of Maryland. He told representatives today, quote, "The pending introduction of legislation, it is possible that the House may meet this week no earlier than Friday." So Steny is giving details as to when the vote will come. Initially, on Sunday, you commented very strongly about Mitch McConnell's claim that we should wait on the vote, that we really don't know the impact of COVID-19 on the economy, and that we should wait on the vote. You came in and were very strongly adamant that we know the impact. LALATE had certainly reported that on Sunday, Steve Mnuchin said that the actual unemployment rate is higher than we now know. He believes it's close to 25%, and that in some states, like in California, you're at Great Depression unemployment rates today. Many were under fire today and furious by comments by the president, talking about how wonderful the unemployment rate was in January and how wonderful the unemployment rate will be in 2021. That doesn't help you, as Republicans and Democrats this week discuss the unemployment rate now and how a second stimulus check needs to come to you now to put you in a better place, rather than sitting around how wonderful it was before the pandemic hit. So, what else will be involved, and when will be the vote? CNBC notes House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer told representatives that the House will not vote on its coronavirus relief package until at least Friday, but Democrats are trying to finalize a plan to provide relief to states and local governments, ramp up testing, and give another direct deposit to you, Americans, among other provisions. So now let's turn to your comments, and you gave a lot. Lessons Renser Music Studio Renser said, "This channel has been the best source on YouTube for this type of information. Thanks again." Well, thank you for the nice comment, and please stay with us and give us your comments as you hear what's evolving. We'd love to hear from you more. Tony's Kitchen says, "I hope and pray if the second check comes, it will be direct deposit like the first one, because mine came in on early. It's not good on computers with any of these portals I filled out 2018 taxes." Yes. LALATE had detailed, I think it was on Friday, that there really is a move for the second stimulus check to come by direct deposit. There was too much piracy. There was a lot of stealing of direct deposit checks the first time around, and the federal government saw numbers like they had never seen to basically steal the first stimulus check. The highest targeted group were seniors, and there is a move to try to get these checked by direct deposit. What's sad is that LA reported on Sunday or Saturday that there is now a deadline. If you have not gone to Get My Payment and submitted your direct deposit information and not received your first stimulus check, it may come as late as June. That's just not sufficient for some people. Andrew Fuller says, "Some people are not entering their direct deposit info in the Get My Payment tool because the system will not allow them in, like me." Andrew, I'm not quite sure what's the situation. We had detailed, and please look in the links of this second stimulus story and our others, there is sometimes a fix. The fix is the following. When you go to put your address, type your address as you put it on your tax return. So if you type it as Lane, Lane, don't put in LN. The same reverse. If you put in LN, don't put in LANE. Second, beyond just abbreviations and longer versions of words, the wording needs to be literally the same, some have reported. Finally, choose all caps. A CNBC story that was detailed also on LALATE indicated that when people put in all caps, it fixed it. If you go on Google and do fix for that type of submission, there's a lot of stories out there that talks about people typing in the same words but typing them in a different way and getting the system to actually work. Hopefully that works for you, Andrew. Mia, question. Okay, so if I haven't received the first stimulus package, will that affect the second stimulus package? Well, Mia, if you qualified for the first stimulus package, you will get the second. If you didn't qualify for the first, you may or may not get the second. Among the people who did not get a first stimulus check but may qualify for the second are people 16 years or older. They're proposing the second stimulus check to be offered to people 16 years of older who are not dependents. Second, the issue of dependence may actually be wiped out. The first time around, anyone who is 18 years of older, which is generally college students, who appears dependents on someone else's return, which is also usually college students, got nothing. Didn't even get a penny. Whereas their younger brothers or sisters who are 17 or 16 and in high school, they got $500 via their parents' submission. So they're trying to pull and fix those loopholes. As always, Mia, look at the guidelines when they come out later this week as to who's getting the second stimulus check. They will be different. Heart Music. I appreciate LALATE so much for these updates. This is my go-to channel always. Well, thank you, Heartfelt. That's heartfelt. Really appreciate. Stay with us and tell us what you think about the second stimulus package. SJ says, "I never received my first stimulus check because my husband has the tax identification number, but not social security number, and we applied jointly. This is pathetic." No. SJ, first stimulus checks are not issued to EINs, but if you are a husband and wife, then it's only issued to the married couple. If something has happened in your life at home, that stuff is coming to your husband as a married couple, and you are no longer married, or you believe he's not entitled to it, there are a lot of resources out there. I would look up family court issues. There are a lot of legal referral services you could look at that should be able to get you this money. It is not his, and he is entitled to return it if you are now a divorced couple. If you are legally separated, there are also issues about that as well. King Cap, thanks for answering my question. Oh, thanks for tuning in, King. Kimberly, thank God for updating us. We can't even put into words how grateful you are. Good job. Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly and King, drop your comments about what you think about the second stimulus check. How much do you think it should be? I think it should, I personally think there should be multiple months. I don't think 1 month. I think that's one of the big issues. And I think there also is an issue about who should get this check. Wayne Montgomery, this is very confusing. Republicans said they want to wait and see what's happening with the first stimulus, and they're also complaining about the federal debt. Good point. Wait and see, wait and see. There's no time to wait and see. Today, the Trump administration praised how they're now sending out stuff to individual states that had to go overseas to get it. Time is of the essence. Move now. Ricardo. LALATE, you did again. Great reporting. Well, thank you, Ricardo. Drop your comments about what you think about the second stimulus check. Baby girl, does a disabled person also get the second stimulus check? Absolutely. If you're 18 years of older and you're not dependent on someone else's return, and you didn't make over a prescribed amount of money in the last year, you do get a second stimulus check. Dawn, I bet this one will be taxed if we get it because it's need to be so they can tax it. Also, if the money comes out of checks, I'm willing to bet they're going to try to take Social Security away. I don't know if I agree, Don, but I appreciate your comment. Eric, there's going to be a second stimulus check, but when? There is, but when? We will know, possibly on Friday. The Black Man, that's actually his profile name. Payroll tax will lead to corporate fascist takeover of private sector. Well, makes for a good storyline somewhere. Ketty, good info. Sadly, I believe the money will go to businesses, post office, governments, and work programs, meaning the average person will pay for the debt but receive nothing directly. No, but thank God, I have the same concern you do. In the second stimulus package, yes, businesses, post office, governments, and work programs will be getting money, but both parties, as of date of this video, which is Monday, want to give a second stimulus check to the American people. So that is the good news. So when the economy goes up, businesses will have the money and the banks will foreclose, and the average person will eat out or buy things not lending to further economic issues and further divide between the top 1% and the rest of America, leading to further issues in the future. Great point. I mean, there is so much lack of thought by members of both parties as to where to get things going. And what LA has really been detailing a lot, and I hope you've been thinking about it as well, is the second wave. What's going to happen when the second pandemic hits? CDC indicated that last Monday, not this Monday, but last Monday, that it expects 250,000 new cases per day in a second wave and up to 3,000 deaths per day under a second wave, and expecting that to come in June. Gomer says, hey, who pays for the stimulant payment? We can't just keep on printing money so that people need hope. Well, people do need hope. And we don't need to print the money. That's a good point. Do it by direct deposit. As always, thanks for tuning in, and stay with LALATE for more.